Hi, I'm Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting things and informative things that are happening right here in our community, and today will be no different. From time to time, we check in with the Alzheimer's Association Mid-South chapter to find out about the great work that they're doing in this community and the region, informing people about a disease that is affecting more and more people every day. Today, I'm delighted to be able to have in the studio with me, Michelle Cain. She is the Diversity Outreach Coordinator for the Alzheimer's Association Mid-South chapter. She's been with us before, and welcome back to the broadcast.
Thank you for having me, Kenny.
It's always good to have you, and I know that when you come, you've always got great information to share. And today, I think we wanted to kind of have a conversation about one of the seminal operations that are part of the Alzheimer's Association that not only informs people about the issues, but also gives them an opportunity to be supportive and advocate for change. Talk a little bit about that particular initiative.
Well, today I'd like to talk about the Walk to End Alzheimer's. Not only is Walk our largest fundraiser, but it is our biggest awareness event. And there are walks throughout the country. If you visit alz.org/walk, it pulls up a map of the country and you can find the walk nearest to your area. So it's a great opportunity for people of all ages to participate. Here in North Alabama, we actually have 3 walks. And the one that's held at the Botanical Gardens in the fall is an amazing event. We have about 1,500 people who attend every year. So we're looking forward to the community coming out and finding out more about the disease and how they can help.
You know, I'm a big exercise guy, and I like walking, and I like having opportunities to be outdoors especially. And I can't think of many places in our community that's prettier than the Botanical Garden in the fall.
Yes.
And that has to be an amazing experience just on that alone.
It's a very moving experience. When you look out into the crowd and you see all the families and you see the people that have come in to our office for help or people that we've met somewhere along the way, and they're all there for that common goal. And like you said, the Botanical Gardens is a very beautiful place. So where else do you get to have an amazing morning, meeting new people, finding out how you can be more involved and being connected, and it's a great environment.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned a couple of components about the walk. It's a fundraiser, it's also an opportunity for awareness, 2 very important and pivotal aspects of the work that you do in the community to inform people about what's happening with this disease. This walk is also an opportunity, I'm sure, for people to come together in ways that they may not necessarily come together on. So you have a common cause, but across the spectrum of the community, I'm sure you're working with individuals, businesses, civic organizations and social organizations, academic institutions, and a whole host of people. Isn't that right?
Oh yes, most definitely. It takes about 105 volunteers to help us put on just the Huntsville Walk. And we have volunteers from the different area universities and high schools. We have volunteers from different businesses. We have corporate sponsors who underwrite the event for us. We have families who participate, churches. So it is a great way for the community to come together. Teams can make their own shirts. They can walk in memory of loved ones. They can walk in honor of someone that we still have with us. So there's lots of opportunities to come together and help us raise awareness.
Do you find that the team process, which sounds like it'd be one of the more fascinating and maybe even more competitive aspects of this process, that would make it a lot of fun? Do you find that teams kind of challenge one another?
Oh, yes, definitely.
It's a big part of things?
That is a big part of it. There are actually team competitions online every week. We have an amazing team retention chair, and she comes up with creative new ways to get families and organizations engaged and keep them excited about the walk. So we have team prizes. So the team that has the most participants, they have an opportunity to win a prize. The team that raises the most money, they have opportunities to win prizes. There's something for everyone. There's an amazing kids zone, so if you have young children, they can get their face painted, they can do the bouncies after the walk or before the walk. We have a health and fitness zone where vendors have lots of information about different things for participants. So our teams drive the event. They really do. We can't do what we do without the great support of our teams. I think we have about 150 teams, and a team can be 2 people, so or as many as 40. So it's a great way to bring the community together.
Yeah, and the leadership guru, John Maxwell, has this phrase. It says, teamwork makes the dream work, and together everyone achieves more. It's like that acronym for
Yes.
TEAM. The whole notion of the idea that as much as you're passionate about this work, as much as you do in the community, you are part of a team.
Exactly.
That then actually creates energy for the rest of the community to come around this cause, because it really takes those bodies actively engaged in the process in order to make it happen.
Yes.
It's somebody's friend, it's somebody's relative, it's someone's coworker, somebody they attend church with, it's a neighbor. It's somebody in the community that has a shared interest and the common cause that brings people together, so that in the end, anybody who speaks on behalf of these kinds of initiatives turns out to be a part of the winning team.
Exactly. We cannot do what we do without the amazing support of our community. We have wonderful volunteers. We have volunteers who have been working with us for years, even before we came on board, the current staff. So we can't do what we do without the support of our community. And like you said, our community is amazing. The support we receive from people here in North Alabama is parallel to none.
Yeah, well, that's got to be very motivating and very exciting in the process also. So tell us how the walk works. So like say, for instance, I'm John Q. Citizen or Jane Q. Citizen out there watching the show today, and my interest has been piqued, and I'm not really connected like other people might be. Where do I start? I know I go to the website, but kind of walk us through the steps of actually getting engaged in the process so people can know just how simple it is.
Well, what we do during the summer is what we have team kickoffs. So we invite people from the community who might not have ever started a team before, or we invite former team captains to a luncheon event, and we get them really excited about the walk. So you can sign up for walk there. We have sign-up sheets where we get your contact information, and then we go into the system and we put in your name and start your team. Then you get emails updating you about different things. Then you have your own personal website that you can go in and customize for yourself, so that if you're walking in honor of someone or in memory of a loved one, you can put their picture on there, you can tell their personal story, you can tell your personal story. There are mile markers that if you've reached the goal of $100, you get a t-shirt. If you reach a goal of $500, you become a champion. $1,000, you become a grand champion. And so it shows you your progress. So people can go to your website, they can see what you're doing, how you're doing, they can donate to you. The participant center is amazing. You can send out letters for family members who aren't, tech savvy or aren't connected to social media. You can do traditional letters. You can do your own fundraisers. There's so many things you can do on the website. But personalizing it, I think that's what motivates a lot of people, being able to go in and set it up so that it represents you and who you represent. So that's one of the things we're very excited about. That participant center is where you start first.
Okay. So there could be as few as 2 people.
Yes.
So it's a person and another person that says we want to support the walk. Or it could be an organization, it could be a faith community, it could be business community people, it could just be a loosely connected group of people that come together to make this happen. But that's where the process begins, and that's where people can kind of track their progress and they can encourage people to come on board and encourage others
yes.
perhaps to support them as well.
You can also use social media. You can send out from your participant center, you can send out posts via Twitter or Facebook saying, I'm walking to End Alzheimer's, support my team. And we also have individuals. There are some people that just want to do it on their own, and that's okay too. We love them as well.
So it could be a lone wolf out there.
Yes,
That
and
wants to do their own thing.
and we're very excited for them too.
All right.
But everybody has an opportunity to participate.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that's the good thing about everything that you do with the Alzheimer's Association Mid-South chapter, because you all are not just engaged in this kind of a heavy-duty kind of operation that comes around once a year, but you also throughout the year. And I know every month, I kind of like that email now. You know, you send it out there, and it's got the calendar of events, and it's not just one or two things. It's a kind of an a la carte selection where people can kind of look at the whole scope of the month. They can kind of plug themselves into the things that are important for them.
Yes.
And they can get the information that they need. And you have webinars, and you have lunch and learns, and you have all this great information that's going on. Sometimes you're showing up at an event, and you're going to have a booth, and you're going to share information. And it's just lots and lots of stuff that you guys are doing all the time, which I think is pretty amazing.
Well, what we feel is that we have to move the mission forward. We have to show the community that we are here for them. And then in turn, we have seen the support that we get from the community. And there are over 6,000 people just in Madison County who are affected by this disease. And when you think of those 6,000 people and their extended families and their caregivers, you're talking about over 20,000 people just in our community that are affected. So the whole state of Alabama, you're looking at over 89,000 people with the disease, and their caregivers, over 200,000 unpaid caregivers offering round-the-clock care.
Wow.
So we have to support these people and let them know that they're not in this journey alone. So yes, you're right, there are so many different ways that we reach out to the public to get them the information that they need.
And I was just talking to someone recently who shared with me that they had a colleague whose loved one has Alzheimer's, and they were looking for respite care. They were looking for relief. And I said, you know, I went to this Alzheimer's Association seminar recently, and I said, I have no one in my family with Alzheimer's, never have, may in the future, don't know. But I think that because of the numbers of people who are being affected by this, whether it's the actual person or, like you said, the caregivers and other people, the support system, that it's important for me to know about it. Even, you know, somebody might say, well, you're in this certain role right now, serving as Multicultural Affairs Director, so it makes sense. I want to believe I'd be doing this if I was just Kenny Anderson's citizen, which I am also, by the way. But it's important to be resourceful to kind of know things, to know that you are not having to deal with something alone. And the burden of the Alzheimer's patient is tremendous. And it's something that people just don't know about. And the burden of the caregiver is tremendous. And people don't always know that. But you guys are out there letting people know about how to get connected to resources, where to find answers, and standing beside people to say, we're going to be there with you through this journey. And that's the role of this organization that I think is making such a huge impact in our community.
Well, thank you, Kenny. Like I said, we can't do it without the support of the community. And there are so many people in different facets of our community that help us move our mission forward. And like you said, letting caregivers and people affected by this disease know that they're not on this road alone. That is one of the most important parts of what we do.
Yeah, you don't have to suffer in isolation. There's help available. And that help is really just a phone call away. You can call the Alzheimer's Association for sure. And people can also call 211, which is that magic number that we're always pushing out there to let people know that there's help for people who have social service needs, and that all you have to do is make a phone call and try to get some answers, because having no answers only creates greater apprehension, anxiety, frustration, and paralysis. And we don't want people to have to experience that.
Not at all. And our 1-800 number is an amazing thing, because you can call that 800 number, 800-272-3900, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. At night, on the weekends, during holidays, a master's level clinician in our call center answers the calls, and they help with whatever your issues you're having. But the great thing is, during business hours, we answer the phones in the local office. So there is always someone. You are always connected to someone that is going to put you in touch with whatever you need, whatever resources you're looking for.
Yeah, that is just so reassuring to me, and it makes me proud that we have a community that makes that kind of investment in these kinds of processes, and they're so valuable to people and so important. That's why we're so happy to highlight the work of the Alzheimer's Association Mid-South chapter from time to time, and we look forward to the next time that you have to come back and share with us.
I'll be back. Thank you so much for having me.
Give us that phone number one more time and that website.
1-800-272-3900 or alz.org.
Okay, I love that alz.org. It's really simple. I can carry that one everywhere I go.
Yes, sir.
Because information overload, I got to write a whole lot of stuff down, but I got that one nailed.
Yes, sir.
And that's great. Thank you, Michelle, for being here with us today. She's Michelle Cain. She's Diversity Outreach Coordinator for the Alzheimer's Association Mid-South chapter, and we're always delighted to have her in the studio.
Thank you, Kenny.
We thank you for being a part of our conversation today, and we hope that you've learned something. We hope that you'll pay attention to the information that we share on the screen that shares information about how you can contact the Alzheimer's Association at alz.org or the toll-free number that's manned 24/7, which I think is a tremendous resource for our community. We hope that you'll like our Facebook page, which is Impact with Kenny Anderson, where you will see a video of this show as well as behind-the-scenes photos of the show that you watched today and all the shows that we've taped over the past 2.5 years. We're thankful that you've taken this time to be with us today, and we hope that you'll join us for our next edition of Impact. Have a great day.